Do you love bit style graphic games? Do you love games that are so insanely difficult and have a steep learning curve that it makes you just want to pull your hair out? Well, if you do, you're going to like Akane. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm GameDad, and I am back with another mini game review. And this time, we are taking a look at a game called, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Akane, on the Nintendo Switch. A while back, my buddy Jay from Square Pegs mentioned this game in one of his videos, and it looked awesome, so I knew I had to check it out. And I do not regret it for a second. This game is super fun. But before we get into the review, if you are new to the channel, please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below, and also that little notification bell so that you get an alert every time I've got a new video coming out. Now let's go ahead and dive in and talk about Akane for the Nintendo Switch. Akane, in my mind, is bit-style graphics at its finest. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like 8-bit graphics or 16-bit or anything like that. It's just, you can see the pixels moving around, and they have a really unique animation style to them, and it makes me think of bit-style graphics. Now, although the characters and the animations and stuff are pretty simple within the game, it's actually very vibrant and super detailed. The world that you play in really just kind of sucks you into the atmosphere of the overall story of the game. It's very gritty, but with some neon, and makes you kind of feel like you're in the seedy underbelly of a city. Which makes sense considering at every turn you have a bunch of thugs and mercenaries and stuff all trying to kill you all the time. Now, I will say, if you get squeamish in any way, this game probably won't be up your alley because it's definitely graphic. Now, it's not realistic gore or anything like that, but you are going around shooting people with pew-pews and poking them with your big shiny blade and hacking everything up in your path. Now, there are some cutscenes where the graphics do get a little bit more detailed, but it's still very pixel art feeling. And honestly, it fits so well for just this kind of game. It does have a storyline to it, but it's not something that's so deep and immersive that you would expect it to have 4K visuals or anything like that. The graphical style of the game fits the gameplay of the game perfectly, in my opinion. Now, speaking of things fitting perfectly, let's talk about the sound in this game. It is so good. It definitely has some kind of Asian style melodic vibes to it, but overall it matches whatever kind of area you're in. If things are getting intense, the music kind of ramps up a little bit. If things are starting to calm down a little bit, the music goes down a little bit. And if, you know, at the very beginning of the game you're in training, it fits whatever environment you're in. It matches the overall aesthetic of what is surrounding you. And then, of course, there's all the fun sound effects. All of the different guns have different sound effects. Every time you're hacking and slashing people, every time you're hearing all the baddies fall, I mean, there's all kinds of death sounds and stuff in this game, and it just adds to the overall experience of the game, and it does so without being overpowering. Now, I will say, I don't listen to video game music a lot outside of actually playing games, but this game, I would totally listen to a soundtrack of it because it's very chill and just has awesome vibes to it. Now, speaking of chill vibes, let's talk about the gameplay. It has none of those. This game is just action-packed, constantly. Think twin-stick shooter meets button-mashing, sword-swinging killathon, and you just get blasted by wave after wave after wave, and the only way that you are ever going to upgrade and get new and better weapons and up your stats or anything like that is by dying a lot. It is ridiculous how much you will die in this game in the beginning, and even when you get a bit better at it. There are all kinds of crazy challenges that you have to do in order to beat an area and move on to a new area, and the only way that you're ever going to beat those challenges is by upgrading your gear. The only problem with that is you have to go through hundreds, if not thousands, of enemies and an equal amount of deaths just to be able to get there. Now, normally that would probably be very off-putting and annoying in the game if you have to constantly die and just redo stuff, but that's kind of the whole shtick of this game is you die so that you learn and then you get better. think of games that are, NES hard, and put that into a modern day Switch game, and that's pretty much what Akane is. It is insanely difficult, but the more you play, the more practice you get, and the better you get at the game, and then you get rewarded by being able to get upgrades, which in turn, again, help you be better at the game. And honestly, that type of gameplay makes it perfect for a just pick up and play for 5 minutes kind of thing, or if you want to sit down and have a longer game session, you can totally do that and just blast through a bunch of objectives. Alright, so onto the aesthetics, kind of the catch-all for anything I couldn't think of in the other sections of this review. Let's see here. It's got pretty visuals, check. It's got awesome sounds, check. The gameplay is unique and super fun, check. That pretty much ticks all the boxes for me, and on top of that, I actually was able to get the game free because it was on sale, but even when it's not on sale, the game is dirt cheap. So this is an absolute must-buy, in my opinion, for anyone that has a Switch, because the game is just stupid fun. So there you have it, everyone. Those are my thoughts on Akane, again, hope I'm pronouncing that right, for the Nintendo Switch. And thank you to Jay over at Square Pegs for pointing me in the direction for this game, because it is awesome and I've been having a ton of fun playing it. Now, if you liked today's video, or maybe you have this game, let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, please be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons, as well as that little notification bell so that you get an alert every time I got a new video coming out. Lastly, if you're interested in supporting the channel and the videos that I make here, please be sure to check me out over at patreon.com/GameDadShow. Now, as always, I'm GameDad. I thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you later.